the other. Whoa, what's going on with the video there? I apologize in advance, the video's a bit shit. But, what they end up doing, and what you have to do now, is another gimmick fight. There are a lot of gimmick fights in the Dark Tournament, because like I said, even if this is kind of a crappy game, which, you know, after playing it, I'm not sure how crappy it is. I had so much fun playing it that maybe it's not that bad. Or maybe I'm just not a gamer. But, in order to keep with the continuity of the show, we're gonna do another gimmick, because that's what they did. Kodo is stupid. Anyway. Whoa, what is going on there? Okay, so what they do is they stand, in a stance where their back foot is pushed up against this dagger, which means they can't go any further back, or, you know, at the best, they'd just be disqualified, and at the worst, you catch your foot up, and you has big bloody gash in foot, and cannot walk for weeks, which effectively puts you out of the tournament. So, they decide this is a good way to handle this, and what this is, essentially, is a game of paper, rock, scissors, which is really ironic if you know the story here, because Chu, this Australian guy with the huge blue mohawk, is bad at paper, rock, scissors. That's what he, says coming into the... You think Zero is supposed to be the strongest one of the team, but he comes into the team late. You saw dragging those other two guys, because he was technically cut out of the team because they had too many members, and they played a game of paper, rock, scissors, and he lost. Because he just sucks at paper, rock, scissors. He's slow. And, yeah, but that's what this is. Basically, you have to figure out the pattern in which he's punching you and match it, or you get killed before he does. So, it's a certain sequence of buttons that you gotta press with the right timing and then go in a loop. And you gotta keep playing till you figure out what that loop is. That's pretty much all there is to it. And as you can see, I didn't figure it out right off. I was like, okay, so it's low punch, high punch, block. No, it's low punch. It's fuck. Blocking doesn't help you. Theoretically, it does, but I could have blocked and just waited to see what the pattern was, but I was like, well, that's boring. I'm just gonna lose this match until I win it. And as they say, third time's the charm, because thankfully on this round, I did. Just gotta figure out his rhythm. Boom. See, now it's no problem once you figure it out. But yeah, I think it's hilariously ironic that they made this particular round a game of paper, rock, scissors, because that was the whole thing of the show, is that Chu sucks at paper, rock, scissors. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what. I think the creators of this game really did love the show, Yu Yu Hakusho. I just think they need to work on the learning curve and the movesets and the responsivity, I don't know if that's a word, of the controls, because they're a little sluggish, and yeah, I think I'd have to agree with people when they said, wow, this was a hard game, the learning curve is steep. Kinda is. Could be worse, but it kinda is. Oh, when I get to Toguro, the final match, that's gonna be a blast. You'll ripper, mate. Because, yeah, that's a hard-ass match. I don't remember how many times it took me to beat it the first time I ever played this game, which was a couple years ago, but maybe I've gotten better since then. Despite the fact I never played video games, maybe I've gotten better and it won't be as hard. Okay, so I mentioned that there were consequences for Hiei having used the Dragon of the Darkness Flame to beat Zero, and there were. Basically, because he summoned that dragon up through himself, through his own body, and it could have very well killed him, as it did me in the first round of that match, you know, residual bits, I guess you could say, elements of that dragon are still inside of him, eating him away. So, just the fact that it was in his body at all is bad news. And so he channeled it through his arm, and so his arm is facing the full brunt of it. So he cannot use that arm for a good long time. That's his sword fighting arm, and he fights with his sword most of the time. So he's effectively screwed. This match with Kuwabara did not take place in the, show, but I think it's again a good indicator how much the I think it's a good indicator of how much the game creators like the show, because if Hiei was gonna fight somebody, it would be Kuwabara, because they don't really like each other, and Kuwabara has a thing for... Kuwabara falls down twice in every round in this match. I don't know why. It was kind of bizarre. So Kuwabara is in love with Hiei's sister, and Hiei knows it's his sister. Kuwabara doesn't, and they have a bit of a spat to each other. They don't like each other, because Hiei is sort of a moral-less rogue. He has principles, they're just not morals. He has his own rules he lives by. And Kuwabara is the upstanding hero kind of guy. So... Ooh, see, I ate that one. Oh, yeah, the whole trick to this match, in case you haven't noticed, Kuwabara is showing off his spirit powers here. I can't use mine. Because my right arm is incapacitated, I cannot draw my sword, I can't use any sword attacks, and I can't use any spirit attacks. I think you can teleport, but that's it. Teleportation is fine, but all of the other elemental powers, Fist of the Mortal Flame, any fire attacks, can't use them, and can't you draw my sword. So that's why I'm failing so hard here, and just sort of punching him in the face, using a lot of jumps. Jumps are good because Kuwabara doesn't have much protection over his head, which is weird because I just won with an uppercut. But there we go. And he fell down twice again. What the hell? So that was a fun match. Anyway, I guess that's about all there is to say for round 1 of the story. There are 5 rounds in the Dark Tournament, so that means we got 1 down and 4 to go before the game is over. So look forward to those parts of the Let's Play, and thank you very much for watching. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. I know I had a lot of fun playing the game, so I will see you next time, and sayonara, bye-bye. Oh!